Welcome to event 2 of season 2 of the National Equipment League. We're back here at the Hyundai Product Center in Carnesville, Georgia, and we're here at what was one of the most exciting events of season 1, the Mass Excavation Sprint featuring the HX 480 excavator and the HA 45 ADT haul truck. I'm Bill Elverman, the commissioner. I'm here with
Jessica Klein.
And we're gonna sit back and watch as 6 of the best operators that we know, some faces you know, some faces you don't, compete head to head to determine who will be the next champion of the National Equipment League. What they're gonna do in this event, we've switched it up a little bit from the last time. Each competitor is gonna take 5 full buckets. When they complete the 5 full buckets, they will take the haul truck on the same path that they did last time. They will dump in a designated spot and then park the truck. When they park the truck, that is where we'll stop time. But that's only half of it this time. This time, we're also gonna register the weight at the dumping point. So a little bit of a different spin on it than last time. We're gonna register the weight as the truck dumps. Half of the points will be dedicated to who completes that circuit the fastest. The second half of the points will be determined by who has the most weight when they complete their dump at the end of the run. Without further ado, this event was separated by 2 seconds last time by Brian Furness and DirtPerfect, but we've got some real strong competitors this time, and with that, I'm gonna ask Mr. Chris Gewens. Let's dig 18, are you ready to go, sir?
I'm ready.
On the count of 3, 1, 2, 3, and go! So for those of you who don't know Chris, Chris and that is a monster bucket. If we haven't mentioned it yet, we are also working in 30-second penalties for bed bangers this time. So if you hit that bed, we're gonna add 30 seconds to your time. Chris, known as one of the best equipment operators, runs one of the most popular YouTube channels in the construction industry.
What is that, 3?
His skill with the excavator is second to none. I think he's getting some great buckets there. I think he's getting just the type of heaping loads there that he wants.
That's huge.
And he got close to the bed there. We almost had our first 30-second to oh, he lost a little bit out the back end of it. Chris, sponsored here this week by our friends at National Equipment Dealers, NED. Boy, he gets just a little close to that bed, got a little bit, came off the side. He's gonna spin around now. He's gonna drop his bucket, and the fun transition point here of hopping out of the excavator and into the ADT. Chris is running.
All right.
Chris now on the move in the HA 45 articulated dump truck. This event was it was the most popular event of season 1 of the National Equipment League. And Chris has some experience in this Hyundai haul truck.
This was a huge turning point last time where people picked up a lot of time on how fast they were going around.
Yep. That confidence driving a big truck like that. Chris making his way up and around the course.
It's not as dusty this time around, but there'll be a big, nice gust as they come down the hill here.
So this is my first time doing this event right here. I really haven't prepared myself. I figured the last 20 years of operating, hopefully have prepared myself, but you know how it is. You know, you can do something by yourself and it'll go flawlessly. You have 20 people watching and you'll just screw it up. So I mean, it's a gamble for anybody. You know, I've done this pretty much my whole entire life, and you still kind of get flustered or put under pressure sometimes. So, you know, hope for the best.
I see that big cloud of dust coming down that hill right now.
Conservative and smooth.
Boy, that ADT looks good in this early winter sunlight. Christmas wreath hanging off the side. Chris Gewens not messing around. Chris making his way around the course. We're gonna want to get out of his way.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Chris now gonna get in position to back up to the designated dump site. And he's
Nice
in.
back up.
Chris, dump it, dump it. Chris got a head of steam there as he was going in reverse. Went a little further back than he had to. All right, Chris, you're up, go.
33.7 tons.
And now we will call time as soon as Chris gets that bed down.
All right, waste skill speeds 33.7.
And he parks the truck. Time. We'll get a recording of his weight there
Nice move.
in just a second. Jess, why don't you go talk to Chris, see how he did.
Will do. Those were some big buckets. How do you think it went?
I tried the best I could. I don't have anybody to compete against yet, so going first, you got to set the standard somewhere. So sometimes you just got to set the standard high there, but I hope everybody does well. So
You did a great job.
thank you.
Good job. All right, here we go. We'll go up next to second place, and that'll be Mr. DirtPerfect.
All right, Chris Ewan showed us how it's done here on his first run. It's not quite apples to apples, but he set a course record in speed. And now in our new weight consideration, he's in first place. But it's easy to be in first across the board when you're the first to go.
Exactly.
All right, now we're gonna see his top competitor, his arch nemesis, Mike Simon. Are you good, sir? On the count of three, we're gonna go. 1, 2, 3, and go.
He's coming for you, Chris.
I see
but
some
he's got
air.
to fill the bucket better than
He's
that.
going to have to fill it up.
Mike analyzes this stuff more than just about anybody I know. In the lead up to this, in the competitor sessions this morning and earlier today, he's got lots of questions, lots of ideas, wanting to make sure everything is fair for everybody. And
Analyzing the position of the tracks and
every
where you're
single
digging
thing,
from.
and it's all based in that competition. Mike wants to compete.
That's
a bucket.
That's a good bucket, Mike.
Mike is coming in there with some big boy buckets. Big boy buckets, look at that. Little close to the truck, but all very good and solid so far. He's loading the front end of that truck up. And we'll see how big of a scoop he gets here now.
Number 5.
Oh, and he loses a little bit off the side. That is a heaping truck. Mike brings it to a stop. He's gonna hop on out now and make that transition to the truck. What time are we at now, Jess?
He used that 132,
What?
same time frame as what Chris was at.
His splits with Chris are pretty tight. No surprise there.
So it's a little dark. We'll be fine, I promise. We're gonna wash out. No buff out. Take it easier on you this time. We're trying to keep the dirt on the truck. Apparently that's part of the competition. What I love about this industry is at the end of the day you can see what you did and you can drive down the road and point at those projects you did. They live on forever. It's a tangible object, a tangible thing, and man, I love working with my hands. I love building stuff. I love being outside. I love everything about it.
Mike is sponsored here this week by our good friends at Diamond Equipment. Bob Brucken, one of the best in the business. Bob, thank you for your support, sir. And Mike coming down here, he's also quite familiar with this Hyundai haul truck. And I know the fact that Chris now has the course record, I know he's gonna wanna beat that. The competitive nature between these two is high.
And they're good friends too.
And they're good friends. We love to see it. Love to see it. Mike coming in hot. And he's coming around, getting into position. That Christmas wreath. Merry Christmas to everybody, by the way. 'Tis the season. And Mike's getting in position here. He stopped short. He's gonna back up here now. And he ran into a dust problem in seeing what there he goes, look at this. I get and I understand the strategy. Using his momentum there to get a little bit more out as he's in that dumping procedure. And here he goes, he's empty and he's gonna go. You're good. I'm not sure what happened there, Jess. Yeah, he lost a second or two. Not entirely sure what happened there. We'll find out from him. And time. So Chris remains in first place in time. We'll see who's in first place in weight.
34.6.
The unloaded weight was 34.
So you didn't beat Chris on time, but maybe what's
34.6.
oh, so you bit him on weight there.
I'm on weight though.
How'd you feel about your run?
It was good. A little sloppy on the dump. That's where I lost my time at. I tried to hijack her into high, and she wouldn't let me do it. But still a good time. Still a good time.
Oh, it was great. You did super with the big buckets and nice haul around.
Yeah, it was a good run. I'm happy with it.
Good job. All right, here we go. We'll record that, and we'll get competitor number 3 ready for the run.
Well, Mike did what we knew he was gonna do. He put together a heck of a run there, a little slower than Chris, but he had a little more weight in the truck. So it's gonna be interesting to see how the points break out this time.
Absolutely.
All right, without further ado, AndrewCamarata, always fun to watch, always competitive. Andrew, on the count of 3, we're gonna go. 1, 2, 3, and go.
He's definitely going to give him a run for their money when he's taking that lap with the ADT.
Yeah, and Andrew, you have to go back and watch episode 1 again. Andrew had this strategy, and I think everyone forgot about it again. He's taking buckets closer to the truck, which is going to create a shorter cycle, which that could only be an advantage for him as he's completing this first portion of the event. He's got some very good large scoops here to start.
He's got the right logic of
Yep.
getting real close.
Oh, I would have lost that,
More
man.
time by being too close.
That one puckered me a little bit.
I screwed up last time. I had the truck too close and the bucket went empty out. You couldn't throw
Yeah.
it back far enough.
Andrew is clearly having that in mind. He is moving with intention. He is moving carefully. And he is getting some big buckets in that truck. Coming up here on his 5th bucket. We'll see what Andrew does as he deposits it here into the truck.
That extra time digging right there, that puts him a little bit farther behind where Chris and Mike were.
We'll see where it pays off. And we also know he's going to take this course fast, like you said. Andrew's fun to watch in that ADT.
So here, as he's putting the bucket down, getting out of the truck, we're at 150.
150, so he's a good
18,
20
yeah.
seconds or so behind the other guys.
Absolutely.
We'll see what he makes up in time in driving. And then that looks like, just by the eye, maybe the heaviest load we've had so far.
Absolutely.
And that's a strategy too. Like you said, maybe you give up some points on the time side, but if you win the full points on the weight.
Absolutely.
It's fun to be here and just demonstrate some of this equipment and what type of work it can do. You know, we got it set up like an obstacle course as time trials, but these are real world scenarios where you would be moving this earth.
Andrew making his way up the hill.
It's way better up here to be able to see him complete the run.
Andrew at the very top of the hill now. And we knew that he was going to be super aggressive coming down the hill last time. We'll see if he sticks.
Oh, here he kicks it in.
He did, man. He is coming in hot. But that's AndrewCamarata. Only has one speed when he's driving. That's fast. Oh, but see, now he got a little conservative there. I was expecting him to see him still going full gun there.
A few misstepped last time and had a hard time backing up in between the cones. He did not have a problem with that, so this should be a quick, easy back up. Oh, maybe a little too far.
Maybe a little far, but AndrewCamarata is anything but delicate. He is not starting his dump as he moves.
Oh.
He's in the zone. Start dumping, Andrew.
Oh.
He maybe went back a little further than he needed.
Yeah.
All right, he's at full height, and we should see Andrew start moving here. And he tried, I think he had the same thing that Mike did. I think he tried to kick it in the high. With the truck bed up like that, truck doesn't like it, not gonna let you do it. Andrew trying to make up some time, coming in tight here on the turn around the bench. And time!
Yellow number. I don't see it.
34.5.
Oh,
It was 34.5.
It's like, do you want faster scoops or do you want pull?
Yep.
Mr. Camarata,
Yes.
what is your dump?
34.5.
34.5. So you're still placing
Okay.
decent with that.
Sounds good.
How'd you feel about the run?
It was nice. It was fun. You know, nice new equipment, so it's easy to drive it.
You had really good strategy with having big buckets close to the truck, shorter cycle times. You were hauling ass as usual.
Yep.
You had a good time?
Yeah.
All right, good. All right, we will go to the fourth competitor. Who do we got, Bill?
All right, so through 3 competitors, we've seen a combination with this new scoring system of people caring more about weight and people caring more about speed. It's time for us to see what Brenna Moore is going to do. How do you think it's going to go, Jess?
I think she's going to do big buckets and give it hell around the course.
Let's do it. And Brenna, you ready? All right, on the count of 3, we'll go. 1, 2, 3, and go. Brenna digging in with a big O scoop right there to start it off. Good position there over the back of the bucket. I feel like Brenna's not going to be a bed banger. I think she's going to get it pretty well there.
No, she teaches, right, with Build Her. I think she's all about keeping it.
Brenna comes to us out of Seattle, Washington, where you're absolutely right. She works with Camp Build Her, where she's helping introduce young women to the trades. She's very passionate about bringing that next generation of kids into the trades. And she's showcasing that through competing here in this contest today. And she's doing very well so far.
It can be intimidating with big equipment, and she does a great job of inspiring, like you said, the young women into pursuing this career and giving them a path and how to do it.
Yep. So Brenna comes to us again from Seattle, Washington. She had to travel the furthest to be here, and I asked her when we started this morning, on her internal clock, she's probably 3 hours behind some of us, and she said, Bill, I get up at 2:45 a.m. every morning because I got a lot of people to take care of, and so she's here for all the right reasons and not backing down at all.
And she's sponsored by our local dealer, Jet City.
She is sponsored by Jet City.
Nice.
She's getting some solid buckets here. I believe, math is not my strong point. I believe that's her 5th bucket.
I believe so.
Now let's see what she does. She's gonna spin around.
Not too far.
Two more swing.
She's safe. She's taking her time. She loaded that truck like an actual operator instead of just slamming it.
Brenna takes the truck and drive here.
I have no argument.
And we'll see where she finishes up.
She has a lot of experience with wheel loaders and excavators, but this is her first time, or a little bit more, right? Getting more experience with the ADT.
She is learning and getting into experience here with the ADT.
Take your break off.
We were joking about the seat positioning because she's a little bit shorter than the guys.
She is a little bit shorter, but she got her into gear and she's off.
Nice.
I believe I'm at the competition because Bill saw the work that I was doing with the kids with Build Her and what I'm doing with the next generation. I'm probably gonna get a little emotional with this question. So I was asked by Rick Estes with Ascendant Demolition to represent his company and run a mini excavator and teach 7th to 10th graders of Build Her on how to run this mini excavator. And a lot of these girls were very nervous and timid, and a lot of them were on like almost the verge of crying when they got into this excavator. And like I talked them through this, and to see the confidence that came over them when they finally did it. And a lot of them did amazing their first try. And so I think that had a lot to do with it. And then honestly, when he did invite me, I literally typed out in the message, "Thank you, but," and I almost said, "I'm not good enough," because that's how I used to feel coming up in this industry. But there was one girl named Amber, and it's really cool because the competition and Triple Crown actually gave her a t-shirt. We got her parents on board and everything. So she gets a shirt out of this. Every word that I said to her the last time that we had Built Her echoed back at me, and I was like, I have to go. I have to go for her. I have to go for them, because I have gotten to the point in my life where I know that I have to go be me. I have to be authentic. I have to just do what is best for me. And I have to go show the girls that they can do anything. And since I've been here, everybody's been amazing. And there was no reason to feel like I wasn't good enough. Like, they've taught me things already since I've been here today. And it's just, you can really do anything. It doesn't matter if you're male or female. And these kids need to know that they can grow up in the industry and not have to choose one thing or another. If they want to compete in the trades, they can compete in the trades.
And now she's lining up. She took the strategy here. She straightened out by driving a little further ahead than some of the other competitors.
There she goes, correcting it.
And now she's in position to give it a dump. The bed's coming up. And with that, she can go. Brenna coming around now. She picks up a little speed here. But she's taking a wide turn. That'll cost her a couple of seconds coming in the stop. But altogether, a sound technical run from Brenna. We'll see how that translates in speed and weight. Time.
We'll see how she does with the weight.
Let's go.
Brenna, what a wonderful run that was. How do you feel about it?
I feel pretty good.
What was your favorite part?
My favorite part was honestly learning how to run this haul truck. So that was learning something new.
Awesome, you did a great job. And we're up next with Brian Furness, and we'll see how he does against everybody else. Thank you so much, good job.
Next up in the cab, we have reigning champion Brian Furness. And you might remember that he lost this competition by a whopping 2 seconds the last time he ran it. I know Brian's out for revenge, maybe out for a little blood, and he's looking to redeem himself after event 1. Brian, on the count of 3, let's go. 1, 2, 3, and go!
I think he's going to take this one. I think he's ramped
I think he's
up.
motivated.
Yep.
I think he feels like he's been wronged.
DQ'd that first round. I think he's coming in hot, ready to go.
There is a pretty strong tradition of competitors after getting a DQ coming back and putting together a strong run because they're mad at themselves, they're mad at the situation. So they're motivated to show that was a mistake. Brian is coming in with strong scoop so far. That is a big scoop right there. Doing his best to stay far away from that bucket. He doesn't want a 30-second penalty here.
Definitely doesn't want 2 DQs in a row.
Nope.
Nice.
One more bucket. He's
Make
smart.
it
He's
count.
going for a short cycle. Going for a short cycle, digging there close to the truck.
If he makes this quick, drops the bucket, gets out, he's doing real good on time here.
Oh, he just lost a bunch of weight off the side though.
That's all right, drop it. Here we go.
Brian's down off the machine.
He's out at 125.
So his speed coming out of the dig is close to where our leading competitors in this event have been so far.
He has a lot of experience, I think, driving this truck, or did a real good time nice job last time. What's the max speed of the truck, 34?
34, 35 miles an hour. Brian's gonna give it every bit of that as he goes around this course. Brian joining us here today. If you don't know Brian, he's one of the editors and contributors to Equipment World. He's the host of their YouTube series, The Dirt. He's also runs his own channel, DieselandIron. And on top of that, he is the reigning National Equipment League champion, defending his belt here for the first time.
What really excites me about our industry is our country has been pushing the white collar world for so long that that's the route to go. College is the route to go. And we're seeing a shift back to the trades. And so, you know, we're in an industry where you're outside every day. You have always changing conditions. The camaraderie, you know, we give each other a hard time out here, but that's really how our industry shows each other love. It's just, it's such a fun industry to be a part of. And like I said, you're constantly honing your skills and your craft. You never kind of reach the pinnacle. And so every day you show up to work and you just do better and you have fun and you get a lot of work done. It's a blast. It's a really good industry to be a part of.
Wow, he's coming in hot. Now he's gonna be aggressive and backing it up and getting behind those cones.
Nice.
He again went back maybe a little further than he needed to go.
That was the quickest turn and backup that we've seen.
He's aggressive, he's being aggressive, he knows he needs to be. That truck is only going to allow him to go so fast while the bucket's still up.
We could be going. It's going to be a tight one. Hurry up.
And Brian stopped.
I didn't even see the tonnage. Did you?
Oh, yep, I got a picture of it.
Second place in time.
31.1.
31.1. From a time perspective, where do you think you're at?
I feel like I'm towards the top there.
You are towards the top, but you did not clinch first right now.
I'm okay with that. It was, the tonnage was rough being late in the day.
Yep.
As soon as you swing over the truck, the sun blasting the ice. So it was a little difficult there, but it was a good run. I'm happy with it.
You did a great job. The buckets were huge. You're hauling ass. You did a great job.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Nice. All right. We've got one last coming up here, Mr. Brandon Shannon. Let's see what he's got for us.
As the sun begins to set here in Carnesville, Georgia, we have one more competitor. And I know I've seen this man load trucks. I've seen him work an excavator. I know Brandon Shannon, better known to some of you as Dirt, Grain, and Steel, is going to give it everything he's got here. Jed, what do you think is going to happen here?
I think there's going to be big buckets. He's going to haul ass. I think he's going to give everyone a good run for his money.
It's going to be a good time, and we're going to see what Brandon has to give us. Brandon, on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3, and go!
Nice big scoop. Look at that.
Brandon joining us here today, sponsored by Hyundai dealer Harding's Heavy Equipment. And he dumps a little bit over the side and then leaves a little bit streaming out, but Brandon's focused on speed.
Right. And he has that Hyundai 300 long reach, right? Does he have any other?
He does. He owns a 220, and he owns a 17 Hyundai Mini. I think Brandon likes this big boy, the 480, though.
This is what happens when you drink 18 Pepsis a day.
Tough on competitors as they're looking directly into the sun when they come around for that last bit of their cycle.
Real close to the side of the truck there, but he's still clearing it.
Brandon here gonna finish off his 5th and final bucket. I believe he's gonna be happy with his weight when it comes down to it.
Yes.
Oh, he's getting a little cute here now. He's gonna spin around now. He's gonna put his bucket down. He's gonna get out of that machine.
So he's tracking a little bit behind others, getting out of the truck here at about 149, 150.
He came down that hill with confidence though. Climbing up into that haul truck. Brandon Shannon, Dirt, Grain, and Steel.
Yeah, that's an added challenge.
Brandon told me before he started this run, he said, Bill, I had 2 Mountain Dews, I'm ready to go. He's caffeinated, he's happy, and he's off.
So in this competition, we're actually doing real world things like loading a truck, being timed to do it to make production. You know, the faster you get that truck loaded, the faster you get it to the dump site, that's the faster the material gets there and gets leveled out. So also, you know, we're gonna be stacking rocks and things like that, you know, landscaping, that's for retaining walls and things. You know, so this is all real world stuff. It's not like it's a circus. It's actually, this competition's been set up to be just like it would be in real life, but on a closed course, of course. Yes, I'm excited. I'm really excited. I'm ready to get going. So I'm here for the fun of it. You know, it's a competition, but on top of it, it's fun. You know, it's, if I win, I win. If I don't, I don't.
I've only known Brandon a short time, but my favorite story of his is that at Thanksgiving dinner, he hides biscuits in his grandmother's cupboard.
Also, him and his fiance, Madison, like oysters Rockefeller.
You don't say.
Yeah.
Brandon coming around now, lining up. All he's got to do here now is keep it between the lines and make a final dump. He's going much farther than he needs to. He backed up on another competitor's pile.
Yeah.
That's something you don't do. It's gonna hurt his time and maybe his pride a little bit. But here he goes. Bed fully up, he's moving. And he's coming around, he's got to get it back to his starting point. And when he does, we'll call time.
Nice job.
Mr. Brandon Shannon, tell us about your run.
That was fun. Load it like a box car and drive it like NASCAR, you know?
That's a great motto. I like that.
Yeah, so that was fun. I'd like to do it again sometime.
You did a great job. It looked great. The buckets were huge. You were hauling. It was fun to watch. So, well, we'll check the meter and see what payload says. But I think you gave everybody a good run for their money there.
Thank you. I hope I did.
Awesome. All right. Thanks so much. All right, we're going to do some math here and wrap it up and see where everybody's placed.
So after 2 events of Season 2 of the National Equipment League, it's turning into the competitive firefight that I think we thought it was going to be. After Event 2 here, with the point system, the fractional point system that we had to come up with now based on the change in rules, we actually have a tie for first place between Chris Ewens and Mike Simon. In third place was AndrewCamarata. Tied for fourth was Brian Furness and Brandon Shannon, and coming in sixth was Brenna Moore. So after 2 events, that leaves us with Chris Ewens in first place with 11 points, Mike Simon in second with 10, AndrewCamarata in third. Going into events 3 and 4, those 3 at the top is going to be very interesting. Brian Furness, the defending champion, in fourth place with 5, Brenna Moore in fifth place with 4.5, and Brandon Shannon in sixth place with 3.5. Jess, as you've watched the events here today, what's your takeaway? What are your thoughts?
I think a few of the guys came in overconfident, and that showed in the play today where they knocked over that pile. So that put Brenna at a competitive advantage where she was steady, even though it took her a little bit longer. And I think we might see that again tomorrow with the wheel loader challenge. She is solid with operating that, and I think she could finish out strong here. So today was exciting. I think they all had a lot of fun, and I'm excited to see what happens tomorrow.
Certainly going to be a strong finish. Thank you again for joining us here at the National Equipment League. We will see you for Event 3 very soon. Have a good night, folks.
Bye.